All right, today's going to challenge you quite a bit. We're going to have to do a lot of typing in, and we're not going to be able to see really what's happening. Might be difficult. But I want you to start a brand new drawing and call it hatch. All right, make sure that your units are imperial, and we will be creating some boundary boxes where we can place these hatches in. Whenever we start, Z enter, A enter. And I want you to draw yourself a big old rectangle across your whole screen, right, nice and large. And then I want you to zoom out and maybe move this rectangle up to the top left. We're going to copy this rectangle. I type in CO, enter for copy. We're going to copy it 2 times across the top. You might need to zoom out to see it. And then we're going to copy it down below. All right, so I have 6 boxes that we're going to be filling in with the hatch command. Now, some of you have seen the hatch command and filled in full colors, but that's not what the hatch actually is used for typically in mechanical or architectural drawings. I've opened up a hatch pattern grid or box, and I'm going to attach it to our lesson so you can see it. But here are the here's the AutoCAD defined hatch patterns that come standard with AutoCAD. Now, normally in real AutoCAD, we can have a little drop down and choose which one we want. But in AutoCAD Web, we're going to have to type in which hatch pattern we want. So I'm going to go slow with you today. All right, but for this first one here, we're going to be putting in a hatch pattern that you might have seen before. But let's go ahead and click on hatch. It asks me to select an internal point or do all these other things. We're going to choose properties. I want you to choose properties, and we're going to type in a word. I want you to type in honey, H-O-N-E-Y. That's going to bring up our honey hatch. Hit enter once, and now it asks you to specify the scale. Well, 1 is in brackets. I don't want to change that. I'm just going to hit enter. And now it asks me for my angle of the pattern. I don't want to change that again. I'm going to hit enter one more time. Go click inside this first box and hit enter, and we will apply the honey hatch pattern. I want you to take that one and change it to be yellow, right? And hit escape. Kind of like honeycomb if you were looking at a bee's hive, right? We've got the yellow honeycomb hatch. Right. Next, we're going to go ahead and place in a new hatch into the second box. So I'm going to zoom out and over. I'm going to start my hatch tool. I'm going to click properties. Okay, and for this one, I want you to type in the word stars, S-T-A-R-S, stars. Again, enter for the scale, enter for the rotation, and then click inside of this second box. After you've clicked inside, hit enter again, and now go select your pattern. To me, stars are on fire, so go ahead and make them red. All right, so honey and stars. If you need to, go ahead and rewind this video so you can see how to do it. For the for the third one, let's go ahead and create another hatch. For properties, I want you to type in Escher, E-S-C-H-E-R, Escher. Enter, enter again, click inside the third box, and hit enter one more time. Make this one here blue. I want you to really look at this one for a second. Right. Escher is a gentleman's last name. He is a very famous artist. And, oh, not that. Maybe if I type in his first initials, MC Escher. And he's a very famous artist, and he has some work that you might have seen before, like these stairs that lead to nowhere, right? My favorite one is the water wheel. Let me see if I can find the water wheel that he drew. Let me just go search water wheel. Right? And he is known for drawing things that only exist on paper. So if I was looking at this water wheel here. All right. Water is going to spin this wheel and it's going to flow downstream. Right? Then downstream again, downstream a third time, and downstream a fourth time, and it ends up being on top of the waterfall that then falls down into this water wheel. If I look at each little component, it exists. But if I look at the whole picture and I try to follow it, it can only exist on paper. Right? Another thing that he is known for is drawing these impossible shapes. Let me take off water wheel. All right, MC Escher has these impossible shapes that, again, only exist on paper. Right? If this was a cube, my back corner couldn't be in front of my front if there were 90-degree angles. Same thing with this tower. Right? If this is the front left edge, and this is going back to the right, and this is coming forward to the right, well, then these corners would not be above each other. Again, on paper looks good, but in real life cannot exist. You might have seen some other of his work, but if you look closely at this hatch pattern that we have, right? If I looked at this cube here and I came out the front of it, I would come into the back of this one. If I came out the right of this one, I'd go into the left of that. And then if I came out of the top, I should not be anywhere near this one. If I came forward right up, I should not be on the bottom of the original one that we came out of. So pretty cool little stuff. Fills it on in. All right, for this fourth one, I want you to put in a hatch pattern called gravel on your own and make it color 8. All right, now I'm going to give you some time. Let you attempt that, and we'll see if you can do it. All right, I'm going to try it here. Hatch. Gravel is spelled Gravel. Oh, gotta pick my point. There we go. All right, and I want you to make it color 8. Now you might be going, oh, Mr. Albert, I don't know what color 8 is. Right? Well, color 8 is just gray. Anytime that we create, I don't know, I can't think right now. Anytime we create gravel in an architectural drawing, if it's going to be like for a foundation, or if it's going to be for like an underlayment or even a gravel road, we always color it number 8. Right. The other 2 boxes on your own, I want you to use this hatch pattern tool, and I want you to pattern any patterns you want, any colors you want, right, inside the last 2 boxes. So you should have the same 4 that I have and 2 more. Right. When you're done, save your drawing, take a screenshot of it, and post it to our assignment.